So let me get this straight, Mr. Rodriguez. You postponed Sin City 2, arguably one of the most highly anticipated sequels of the past decade, in order to pursue another sequel that no one was really that anxious to see, just so you could film Alexa Vega, the once little girl from Spy Kids, wearing nothing but a leather bra and assless chaps? Point taken. In 2007, directors Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino teamed up to make the now cult classic double feature, Grindhouse, which paid homage to trashy B-movies you'd see at a drive-in theater in the mid-1970s. One of the things that audiences remember the most was the fake trailer for Machete, starring Danny Trejo as the ultimate badass Mexican who, as the trailer describes, was trained to kill, gets the women, and kills the bad guys. The trailer ended up garnering a cult following that many fans asked Robert Rodriguez when he'll end up making the actual movie. And after giving in to fans' requests, Machete was finally turned into a feature-length film, this time with more action and star power from the likes of Jessica Alba, Michelle Rodriguez, Robert De Niro, Steven Seagal, and Lindsay Lohan? Yeah, aside from the weird casting, it was still a really fun, dumb action movie that ended on the promise of not one, but 2 sequels. Which brings us to the second installment, Machete Kills. We find Machete getting called in to meet the President of the United States, played by some guy named Carlos Estevez, who oddly enough looks a lot like Charlie Sheen. Anyway, Machete's new job is to go down to Mexico and kill a cartel leader, played by Demian Bichir, who's got a rocket aimed directly at Washington. But the only problem is that his heart is wired up with the rocket, so if he flatlines, the rocket goes up. And thus, a race against time begins to defuse a bomb, and during that time, they bump into a gang of self-righteous hookers led by Sofia Vergara, an assassin who changes his or her appearance from looking like Cuba Gooding Jr. to Lady Gaga, and finally, a climactic showdown with the film's main antagonist, played by Mel Gibson, whose plan is to create a manufactured apocalypse using space technology. You know what? Forget it. As you could probably tell, I did not have as much fun watching this movie as I did the first one. I get that they're trying to make a bad movie on purpose in honor of the classic exploitation films before it, but the reasons why those films worked so well was because those filmmakers had higher intentions of actually making quality entertainment, but failed spectacularly at it. I think that's the reason why a lot of people lean towards Quentin Tarantino's work more than Robert Rodriguez's, because at least whenever he's doing an homage to those classic exploitation movies, he actually brings a lot of authenticity and respect to those films, while also bringing something new to the table in order to make a cohesive narrative. That, and he has better dialogue. For the first half of this movie, I was really enjoying it like I did with the first one. Sure, it's stupid, it's over the top, but I couldn't help but laugh and cheer at some of the most ridiculous stuff in this movie. But as the movie went on, I was starting to get a little tiresome and frankly a little bored with it. Perhaps it's all because I'm just kind of sick and tired of seeing throwbacks to really bad 1970s action flicks now, and it seems as though I'm not alone in feeling this, judging from the screening I went to, which only consisted of 2 people, which were myself and a friend. If that's not a sign of how much people still care about these movies, I don't know what is. So in the end, I came out quite disappointed with Machete Kills, but not enough to call this one of the worst movies of the year. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give this movie a 5.5. With that said, our show is now concluded. I'm the host, and I will see you next time on another Midnight Movie Madness.